True Grit marks the first time that the Coen Brothers and Jeff Bridges have worked together since the amazing The Big Lebowski. Now, there are a few things that you may not know about the original. Like, did you know that the original LaBeouf, the guy who Matt Damon is playing now, was Glenn Campbell? Glenn Campbell was a music star in the 60s and 70s, and he actually recorded that fantastic song, Rhinestone Cowboy. Kind of weird. So whose version is better? Is it John Wayne's or is it Jeff Bridges? It's the Duke versus the Dude here on Real School. Is the American Western dead? Well, there's a strong argument that it is, especially with the upcoming release of Cowboys and Aliens. Now listen, I'm as much of a Johnny Fabs fan as anybody else. Jon Favreau. I mean, if you think about it, Elf is a Christmas classic. Iron Man was great. Swingers changed my life.
Mikey, that's who. Mikey's the big winner. Mikey wins.
But Cowboys and Aliens doesn't look that good. I mean, the story of Harrison Ford playing an aging adventurer who stumbles upon the fact that aliens are real doesn't sound like a good movie to me. But anyways, we're not here to talk about Johnny Fabs, we're here to talk about the Coen Brothers and their amazing remake of the John Wayne classic, True Grit. Now this is actually part of the argument that Westerns are dead. The fact is, no original Westerns are really being made except Cowboys and Aliens. But they're being remade. You had 3:10 to Yuma, High Noon, and now you have True Grit. So what is it about Westerns that keep us coming back? Well, arguably, it's the same thing that keeps us loving the Coen Brothers, which is the crazy characters and the journey of the film. See, the things about Westerns are, when the movie takes place, life was really simple. I mean, basically, to these characters, it's all about survival. Eat, sleep, work, family. That's it. Simple things. We can understand that as an audience even today. I mean, things were basically black and white, life or death. And you know what? So were the characters. Since everything is so black and white, characters were either right or wrong in Westerns. Now, that doesn't mean that they have to be on one side of the law or the other. That's not what black or white means. What I mean by right or wrong is that the morality of the character is what's important. True Grit is a great example of how every character has both antagonistic characteristics and protagonistic characteristics. Try saying that 3 times fast. But the fact is that most characters in Westerns are kind of a moral shade of gray. True Grit follows the story of Mattie Ross, the oldest child in a small family whose father is murdered by Tom Chaney, played by Josh Brolin. Filled with more of a civic duty than revenge, Mattie sets out to find any lawman who's willing to help her bring Tom Chaney to justice and eventually see him hang. So there's an interesting character right there, a 14-year-old who really wants to see justice done, but she really doesn't care how it's done. Ultimately, she wants to see her father's killer murdered in front of her. If you've ever seen the Coen Brothers film, they have an amazing touch with the overall mood of their films, modern-day dramedies, if you will. The subject matter can be extremely heavy and the mood can be extremely heavy at times, but their quirky characters and irreverent sense of humor helps to kind of lighten the mood throughout. You're not really sure if you watched a comedy or a drama. They've done it before successfully with films like Miller's Crossing, Fargo, and really True Grit is no different. The characters are both lovable and hateable in their own way. Whether it's Matt Damon's creepy and kind of inappropriate LaBeouf.
That's right. I'm a Texas Ranger.
Or maybe the drunken, mumbling Rooster Cogburn, obviously played by Jeff Bridges.
Help me!
I can do nothing for you, son.
Or if it's Tom Chaney, who is kind of innocent and childlike, even though we know he's a murderer.
You need no affidavit. All I need is your silence.
Barry Pepper is unrecognizable as Lucky Ned Pepper, and it's arguably one of his best roles in years. And Lucky Ned Pepper actually finds this weird balance between polite etiquette and the fact that you know he's a cold-blooded killer. The best character acting has to come, though, from 14-year-old Haley Steinfeld, who really has an amazing way of grabbing the audience's attention and the respect of the male characters on screen. The Coen Brothers have always been great at writing strong female characters, and in fact, it led to Frances McDormand winning Best Actress for Fargo.
I encourage writers and directors to keep these really interesting female roles coming, and while you're at it, you can throw in a few for the men as well.
The character of Mattie is no different. She's an amazingly strong female character, and at 14 years of age, it's a lot of fun to watch.
Can we depart this afternoon?
We? You are not going. That is no part of it.
You have misjudged me if you think I'm silly enough to give you $50 and watch you simply ride off.
I'm a bonded U.S. Marshal.
That weighs but little with me. I will see the thing done.
Now, I know what you're going to say. The Coen Brothers didn't create the character of Matty Ross, but in a sense they did. Because they know what they want out of every film that they produce, or direct, or write, then really they carefully took what they wanted from the old film and created some parts for their new remake. So really, the Matty from this film is not the Matty from the original. Now, like I said, they are men who know what they want in their films. Now, sometimes they succeed and sometimes they fall.
Fail.
But in art, there is no pass or fall.
Fail.
And when the Coens, as artists, trip and fail,
Fool.
they just pick themselves up and make another great film. And True Grit is one of them. Did you get that joke? So on my scale of earn it or burn it, this is most definitely the most deserving earn it. Even if you don't like Westerns, go see this movie. Lots of fun to watch. And I hope you enjoy it. So once again, that's it for Real School. Thanks once again for watching. Keep on watching. Please subscribe. And we'll see you next time. Happy New Year!